Presenting sponsors. Lay it out.
Cozad Haymakers High School Football on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Cozad Telephone Company.
Come back here. Back in Cozad, getting ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader today on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you by Cozad Telephone Company, offering a fiber internet to Cozad and the surrounding rural areas. Elijah Motion alongside Coach Brian Cargill. Holdrege enters at 1-2. Cozad unbeaten at 3-0 on the season. And Coach, ready for another great year of Cozad boys basketball after their state tournament run last year.
Yeah, looking pretty good here early on in the season. And then tonight, you know, you're really looking at being consistent in what you do, right? Holdrege can score pretty well. A little weaker on defense than we've seen in the previous couple of years. Of course, they were very strong defensively previous couple of years. But the thing with the Haymakers, I've noticed that they've cared for the ball and really cut down on those turnovers, of course, maximizing the opportunities on the offensive side of the ball.
Cozad coming off of a win against Hershey last night, and really just this entire Cozad lineup, they lose a couple of seniors, but they retain a lot of that starting five.
Yeah, you know, senior heavy group here this year, of course, led by Ollie Davis, and had been solid so far this year, and really haven't got into a ton of foul trouble, you know, so far, and so able to stay on the floor, and Coach Bro's able to freely substitute as he sees fit in terms of game strategy.
And that's something where even Holdrege's Brent Runge, he was talking about Coach Bros being one of the top three coaches in all of C1. A lot of respect between both of these teams.
Well, you know, Coach Bros, the one thing, you know, it's always going to be good fundamental basketball. Kids are going to have a clear understanding of what they're supposed to be doing, and then he expects them, of course, to execute it the way that he needs it done to be competitive and play at a high level.
And on the other side, Holdrege enters at 1-2, and they lost 4 members of their starting lineup from last year. And so now you're looking at their starting lineup, a senior, a junior, and 3 sophomores. They are an increasingly young team this year.
Yeah, they had one transfer come out. That really hurt them. Good post player for them. And then, of course, they had 2 pretty high-end injuries during football that cost them. And so now they got some younger guys who have to fill in there and trying to build around them.
Yeah, it sounds like they should get Barrett Schroeder back into the lineup today. He missed the first couple of games. He was out at a kicking camp. It doesn't seem like Bryson Samuelson will make it back today, though, either.
Well, Holdrege, of course, from a scoring standpoint, the last 3 years has been pretty amazing, right? And maybe a little bit of fall off here. But they did play Donovan Trouble the other night and gave up 97 points, and that's a lot of points to give up. And so I'm sure Coach Runge trying to look to stem a little bit more defense out of his youngsters and try to cut down on some transition baskets. But I'll also say this, I have seen a little film on Donovan Trumbull. They're an exceptional basketball team with 2 very high-end players.
And that's a lot of what Runge told me whenever I was talking to him on Thursday, that the Holdrege team likes the offense, needs to work on the defense, and to a point where, like, it's just finishing possessions. Like, he feels like up until the opponent gets up their shot, they're playing good defense, and as soon as the shot goes up, then it's the second and third chance opportunities that are killing them defensively.
You know, and that's a deal where your defensive positioning, particularly if you're playing man-to-man, you know where everybody's at. So when that shot goes up, the first thing you automatically do is get your check so you're not giving up those freebies. And, of course, young players, it takes a while to kind of develop that if you haven't played a ton of basketball.
All right, well, that's what's coming up between Cozad and Holdrege on News Channel Nebraska. We'll step aside. More pregame shows coming up next.
Cozad Telephone Company is proud to offer a wide range of services, including residential and business telephone services, fast and reliable internet connection, including rural areas, with over 230 of your favorite channels, including absolute cable TV or internet-based Epic TV, plus 24/7 live customer service. Cozad Telephone Company is committed to the growth of their community, locally and family-owned and operated since 1902. They're here for their customers today, tomorrow, and years to come.
Back in Cozad, and it's time to take a look at our key players as Holdrege and Cozad getting set to battle. And first off, I guess our Holdrege key player, Baron Medina, a senior, 26 points per game, and he's the leader of this Duster squad here, Coach.
Yeah, filling it up from the outside. And the one thing they do well is they do move the ball. The only thing is their size and presence as opposed to what they had last year, not so much presence in the paint anymore. They rely more on a transition type game, try to get some steals, some runouts, and then more perimeter oriented.
And on the other side, looking at the Cozad key player, and not really sure where else to go with this one other than Oliver Davis, a fellow senior, 11.5 points per game before last night's game against Hershey. Just another strong leader for this Cozad bunch.
Yeah, he had a heck of a game last night. A number of assists. I know he was in double figures again scoring. Really good high percentage for free throw line. Well, but he's kind of like a Larry Bird guy. He thinks the game about 3 steps ahead of everybody else. And so that's the kind of thing you want out of the leader on your basketball team. Not only can he do it in terms of scoring, filling it up, but he distribute that ball and make the other players around him better.
So those are our key players, ones to watch out on the court here today, see what they can do between Holdrege and Cozad. And can't wait to see what that does. And, of course, a reminder, you can always follow us on social media. Lots of different outlets to do so. And so many different places to do it. Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. Follow us for our broadcast schedules, highlights, players of the game, coach interviews, and so much news and other coverage on our social media as Cozad, Holdrege getting ready to go duel and at Cozad. And, Saturday evening, it's a good time for some basketball action here, Coach.
Well, I love high school sports. I'm not so much, I'll be honest, I was a big fan of NBA back when Larry Bird and Michael Jordan were still playing. Game has changed quite a bit, and now I would pay my top dollar to go to a high school game in the state of Nebraska. I just love watching high school athletics and the kids competing for their schools and communities. To me, that's what it's all about, right? I really like that. And then, kids just working hard, staying active, and able to stay, that's why I like the extracurricular educational-based activities. Keeps them out of trouble, right? I mean, my mom and dad always wanted me be involved, multiple sport athletes. So you're doing something in the summer, you're doing something in the fall, winter, and then back to spring, you're doing track or golf or whatever. So always great things, and really enjoy everybody that sponsors these types of activities.
And that's something to always a fun sight to see. High schoolers out here playing hard, and you gotta love it whenever you get that small town ball, because that's where it's even more apparent. Like, you got your great rivalries, whether it's Gothenburg, Cozad, or any other selection you got out there. It's always fun whenever it means more.
Well, and it always, you think about the things these kids got to do in school. You got to get your studies done. You might be a part of some other activity, one acts or whatever it may be, and then you're doing the sports as well. that means you have to be a good manager of time. You have to be able to delegate your time, get your responsibilities done, okay, take care of business, so you can be eligible to be on the basketball court, football field, wrestling mat, whatever that happens to be. So that's why I like the education-based athletics, and these kids are doing a great job. And we as a community, of course, appreciate both these teams coming out and getting after it and having fun.
All right, let's take a look at our two coaches here coaching these two squads today. And Cozad, of course, coached by Coach Bros, and he's a big coach here, and he's done a lot for the Haymakers.
Well, he has done an excellent job in the work ethic that he's instilled in these young men, but also the emphasis back on defensive basketball. You watch the best teams that make it to state, not only can they put it in the hoop, but they are good at stopping transition basketball, and they're able to defend half-court basketball. And so he's done a great job with that.
And on the other side, Holdrege is led by Brant Runge.
Well, Runge had a pretty good run here recently. Of course, he's had some pretty standout kids the last several years. And Holdrege has had some great kids, some second-team All-State kids that they've had, and some pretty outstanding teams. And so these have been very good battles the last several years between the Haymakers and the Dusters.
All right, well, those are your head coaches. Those are your key players. And it's time to get things locked and loaded. We'll step aside for one more minute. Then it'll be time for starting lineups and tip-off between Cozad and Holdrege next on News Channel Nebraska.
Cozad Telephone Company is proud to offer a wide range of services, including residential and business telephone services, fast and reliable internet connection, including rural areas, with over 230 of your favorite channels, including absolute cable TV or internet-based Epic TV, plus 24/7 live customer service. Cozad Telephone Company is committed to the growth of their community, locally and family-owned and operated since 1902. They're here for their customers today, tomorrow, and years to come.
Taking care of your health is a lifelong journey, and Cozad Community Health System offers quality care every step of the way. A medical clinic for the first steps and first checkups. A hospital and ER for treating the unexpected events as we grow. Physical therapy to get us back on our feet. Everything is part of a single health system designed around you. You can come to us, or we can meet you in your home for home health services. And as your steps slow down, we offer you assisted living for a comfortable life. For every step of the journey, trust Cozad Community Health Systems.
Welcome back to Cozad, as it's time to get into our starting lineups before Holdrege and Cozad tip-off in Game 2 of our doubleheader today on News Channel Nebraska. First off, the starting lineup for Holdrege and the Dusters, as they are
for the Holdrege Dusters, a 5'9" junior number 3, Cam Waldo. A 6' senior number 4, Baron.
Dusters led by junior Cameron Waldo,
Baron Schroeder.
as well as
Sophomore number 21, Lucas Johnson.
Baron Medina, senior, sophomore Barrett Schroeder, sophomore Lucas Johnson, and sophomore Robert Remingay. And of course, we've already gone over their head coaches, and that's the lineup for Holdrege today. Starters for Cozad, the junior Kellen Shoemaker, and as well as senior Shaden Hoffmaster, senior Gage Strauss, senior Oliver Davis, and I know it says on your screen Ethan Atchison, but it is the sophomore Julian Davis getting the fit starting spot for Cozad today.
Well, Johnson at 6'5" for Holdrege is going to be their go-to guy at that high post, low post area. The rest of them going to be more perimeter oriented. Now, he's going to be a real influence down the road, but he is only a sophomore, a little more slender in build, and so the Haymakers want to make sure they keep him off the boards tonight.
Those are your starting lineups, and that means there's only one thing left to do: tip off and play some basketball here in a Cozad. Cozad in the home whites, and Holdrege in the road purples, and the Hoffmaster versus Johnson on the tip-off, and it's time to play some basketball. Tip-off won by Holdrege and immediately stolen away by Julian Davis.
And Gage Strauss there trying to get that baseline. Looks like we're going to have a jump ball right here off the bat. It's going to go to Cozad. Strauss, number 10 for the Haymakers, had a nice game last night. Again, getting into double figures and had several steals as well. Having a good senior season.
All inbounded to Davis. Already on the way from Hoffmaster, bounded by Holdrege.
Yeah, Hoffmaster, a pretty good game last night. Had about 12 points, most of them in transition. A little early on with the shot there, and Holdrege coming up with a strong rebound.
Ball ripped away by Gage Strauss. Goes that head the other way on offense. Hoffmaster fouled. He'll head the line to shoot two.
Yeah, nice feed in there. Zero Julian Davis, Ollie's brother, had Hoffmaster on the cut going to the basket.
Foul goes on Robert Remingay. His first. Hoffmaster at line to shoot two for Cozad. First one all the way through. And the second one goes off the side of the rim, and it's rebounded by Johnson. Aldridge back to the offensive side, and we got a foul. That's going to go on Gage Strauss.
Well, that's a matchup to watch there. Johnson obviously can handle the ball pretty well, but 6'5", pretty long, lanky kid. Very tough to defend.
And down the pass, Waldo looking for a place to go. Gets it to Remingay. Over to the corner, and Schroeder. Schroeder, mid-range jumper off the back of the iron, and Strauss the rebound.
Now Kellen Shoemaker up the right sideline here.
Kicks it out. Gage Strauss for three. Off the side of the rim. Johnson the rebound.
Yeah, second rebound of the game for Johnson.
Johnson gets it to Waldo. Waldo cycles it over to Medina. Darren Medina trying to drive in on Hoffmaster. Loses the ball. Waldo's there, and then the pass gets tipped out of bounds. Ball will stay with Holdrege with 20 on the shot clock.
Haymaker's doing a good job of getting them closed, driving lanes closed off against Holdrege.
Waldo looking for a place to go with the ball. Gets it into Medina. Medina is guarded by Oliver Davis. Medina driving in. Kick out. Three on the way from Remingay. Off the side of the rim, and Julian Davis the rebound.
Nice box out there by Julian Davis.
Strauss, Julian Davis, back to Strauss. Another three on the way. This one cycles out, and Holdrege gets the rebound.
Oh, nice takeaway by Hoffmaster.
And Hoffmaster puts it back on through.
That little indecision there by Remingay. It wasn't strong with the ball. Hoffmaster just hawked it and went back up for two.
And now Hoffmaster pokes it away again. Lays it up, spins out. Strauss the putback. This one falls.
Yeah, I think that's a matchup the Haymakers take advantage of, Hoffmaster and Remingay.
Although he gets the inbounds pass, now we'll try to get it past half court. Goes that out to a fast start. A minute and a half into this one.
Yeah, good man-to-man pressure here by the Haymakers.
Medina, guarded by Oliver Davis. Picks up his dribble, kicks it out for Waldo. 15 on the shot clock. Kick out Medina for three. That one's too strong. Rebounded by Shoemaker. Shoemaker driving in off the glass. Rebounded by Johnson. And we're going to have a foul that's called on Shoemaker on the back end of it, too.
I'll tell you what, Johnson, 21, is a good player for Holdrege. The one thing I don't understand, I think I would get that guy some touches, whether at high or low post down at the offensive end. He can definitely influence the game.
Holdrege still trying to solve the pressure that is Cozad. Ball poked away again by Hoffmaster. Holdrege regroups. Aldo with the ball is over to Medina.
Boy, Haymaker's doing a great job of really extending that defense. Holdrege having a hard time getting into an area where they can really initiate offense going to the basket.
Pechonik inside. Lays it back up and in for the first points for Holdrege on the game.
Zach Pechonik, I believe that's old Johnny Pechonik from Ward's son. That was a heck of a reverse layup there.
Oliver Davis underneath, too strong. And Cozad having issues trying to get shots to fall in early. 5-2 Cozad lead halfway through the first quarter. Medina gets it over to Pechonik. Trying to drive inside again. That one doesn't fall.
Now, pretty good drive there by Pechonik. It seems like Holdrege very tentative to feed Johnson down the post, even though he's open.
Shoemaker driving inside after thinking about three. Shot got tipped. Now driving in, Hoffmaster puts it in.
Yeah, good finish there by Hoffmaster.
And we're going to have a timeout taken by Holdrege. Just a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, the ball handling's a little sloppy here early on, and both teams settling in. And it looks like Johnson and Pechonik are kind of going to be the offensive threats for Holdrege tonight. And there is an advantage for Holdrege, a size advantage. Gage Strauss, very good defender, of course, matched up against Johnson in the half court, but he's given up about 5 inches, on the defensive side.
3:42 left to play in the first quarter. Goes out with a 7-2 lead on the Cozad Community Health System scoreboard. Building a better future for patient care.
Yeah, looks like number 2, Ethan Atson, coming in for the Haymakers. Been dealing with a little bit of a knee issue, and he's out on the court right now.
He's battled hard from that knee injury that he had at the beginning of the football season. Aldridge bring the ball back up the court. Medina past the timeline. Got her by Oliver Davis, swings it around. Now Waldo, back up top, 3 on the way. That one falls for Remingay.
Yeah, Remingay hitting that shot there on the ball reversal.
Atchison gets his first touch up top. It's Julian Davis kicked out. Hoffmaster to the 3. That one falls short. Rebounded by Johnson. The other way. It's Remingay again.
Well, pretty good passing run out there. The Haymakers getting caught in transition.
Hoffmaster tries to step through, passes it off to Strauss, who's down on the court. Going to be tied up, and it'll be Holdrege possession. 7 apiece between Holdrege and Cozad. And Coach Runge thought if the Dusters could hold up defensively, this could be a really good game.
Yeah, well, the Haymakers right now having trouble getting it to the hoop and finishing. They're kind of picking their poison. They're letting a couple players that they feel can't shoot from the outside go, and then so the Haymakers are going to have to work efficiently and play good defense here. Nice rebound by Atchison.
Atchison up the court. He'll cycle back out, let his team catch up. Hoffmaster, Oliver Davis. Under 2.5 to play in the first quarter.
Oh, Gage Strauss open down there in the block. Couldn't quite get it to him.
Hoffmaster off the board, puts in his own miss. And Hoffmaster up to 7 points in the first quarter. Open player, shoots and scores, Barrett Schroeder.
Al Schroeder coming back off injury. Hadn't played a lot early in the year so far out there with the 2-point basket.
Driving back in, Oliver Davis. His shot got tipped. Holdrege the other direction. Medina blocked by Hoffmaster. And then the swing through hit Medina in the face. Ball will stay with Holdrege underneath their hoop.
Julian Davis checking back in, number 0 for the Haymakers. Toshnik, number 2, coming back in for the Dusters.
9-all in this Southwest Conference clash. We're talking earlier during the girls' game how good that the girls' side of the conference would be. Well, this boys' side shaping up to be just as good. 3 on the way from Julian Davis. Puts Cozad up 3.
Yeah, pretty smooth transition there, and nice shot by Davis. Yeah, boys' side looking very solid. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Of course, Ogallala and Cozad. You got Gothenburg in the mix there as well.
And they can't get the shot to fall. And I was even in Hastings for Adams Central and Gothenburg, and it seems like some of the coaches around are thinking Gothenburg could be a lot better than some suggest. Kellen Shoemaker makes it back-to-back threes for Cozad.
Yeah, starting to heat up now, kind of getting the rhythm here.
And now we had a foul that's going to go on Ethan Atchison.
Yeah, that's the thing. As far as depth goes, Haymakers definitely deeper than Holdrege. Here, Haymakers can go, 3 deep and still remain solid and get their big guys some rest.
Under a minute play in the first quarter, 15-9 lead for Cozad. 6-0 run, and here comes Julian Davis the other way. Uses the glass, drops it in, and it's an 8-0 run.
Yeah, nice anticipation there by Julian Davis.
Now the double team ripped away by Gage Strauss.
Oh.
Davis couldn't get the lay. And once again, Remingay drops it in for Holdrege.
No, Holdrege, for a young team, they do not hesitate in that transition. They're not really worried about what's going on at the other end. They do a good job of getting up down the court.
Under 10 on the game clock. Kellen Shoemaker thought about the 3, cycles it over. Julian Davis from the inside kicks it out. Atchison at the horn. Falls short, and that'll be the end of the first quarter with Cozad leading Holdrege 17-11. It was an exciting first quarter. Can't wait to see what happens come the second. Stay tuned. Watching high school basketball on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Cozad Community Health Systems, caring for you and your family. Homestead Bank, your journey, your bank. And by Cozad Telephone Company, now offering internet in rural Cozad.
Cozad Telephone Company is proud to offer a wide range of services, including residential and business telephone services, fast and reliable internet connection, including rural areas, with over 230 of your favorite channels, including absolute cable TV or internet-based Epic TV, plus 24/7 live customer service. Cozad Telephone Company is committed to the growth of their community, locally and family-owned and operated since 1902. They're here for their customers today, tomorrow, and years to come.
One quarter down. Time for the second on News Channel Nebraska. Elijah Mosier alongside Coach Cargill. And Coach, a first half that kind of went a little bit back and forth at the beginning, and then Cozad extended their lead with an 8-0 run in the back half.
Yeah, pretty good pace there, and the Haymakers able to get 3 turnovers and runouts here in the last 2.5 minutes to take the 17-11 lead.
Back going for the second quarter. Julian Davis with the ball left wing, passes to Hoffmaster. Hoffmaster shoots it inside the paint. Rebound goes Julian Davis off the backboard and through. Julian Davis 3 for 3 from the field. He's has 7 points.
Yeah, I almost had him beating Horse the other day. I couldn't pull her out.
What do you mean? Does that mean he was at H? Is that how close?
Well, yeah, that's kind of where it ended up.
3 on the way from Barrett Schroeder. Rebounded by Cozad. Hoffmaster inside, drops it off to Oliver Davis, and he's still looking for his first bucket of the day, but he held the line to shoot too.
Well, nice pump fake down there. Again, we talked about the middle part of the game for him, just very smart, intelligent down there. He knows he's going to get one, and looking to convert 2 free throws here.
First free throw from Oliver Davis spins on out. And we also see him on the court for the first time today, Owen Ross. And
Boy.
for Cozad.
I don't know what's the deal with these different colored shoes. You got pink and green and stuff. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, that is what a lot of basketball players like to call fashion nowadays. I don't understand it either, but both Ross and Kellen Shoemaker have them rocked. Inside, kick out from Medina, up top, Schroeder. Trying to drive in on Ross, kick out. And bucket for Cameron Waldo.
Nice jump shot there by Waldo, just raising up middle lane and getting the shot.
Kick out, thrown away from Shoemaker. Knocks it on down. He's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he's one by golly. He gets hot out there. You better get on him because it's going in.
Medina inside, blocked by Davis. Medina gets it back. Can't get the follow-up to go.
Nice job by Ollie Davis there.
Shoemaker again with the ball, starting to drive in. Slides it out for Hoffmaster, and the ball is ripped away by Holdrege. Fascinating to see where we are early on in this game, where 2 leaders of each team, Medina and Oliver Davis, struggling to hit shots from the floor so far.
Well, on each team, and you see now
And now, of course, talking about Medina, he'll get a shot from the free throw line now as he gets up limping.
Well, the Haymakers changed up a little bit defensively. Of course, Gage Strauss out, and now Hoffmaster number 4 is guarding Johnson, and so kind of chess match going on there. And Haymakers done a pretty good job defending him so far.
Kellen Shoemaker will check out now that he's collected his second foul of the game. First team foul in the second quarter with 6:01 to play. Second free throw for Medina. And that one's also strong. And Medina is still looking for his first points of the game. Hoffmaster to the near side corner, and Julian Davis up top. Owen Ross for 3. That one's just a little strong.
Good look there by Ross.
Medina near side. Waldo driving in on Ross. Hook shot doesn't fall.
Tell you what, Ollie Davis got to have at least 4 rebounds already in the ball game.
Davis driving in again.
Nice move.
Oliver Davis still can't find his first field goal.
Oh, golly. Oh, that's tough luck. A heck of a move inside by Davis. It's just off by a touch, but great job of getting to the rack and getting an opportunity there.
It's kind of wild to see Medina and Oliver Davis are combined 0 of 9 from the field and 1 of 4 from the free throw line to start off the game.
You know, sometimes that happens, and that's why it's a team sport. You got to have somebody else pick up the deal, and not that they're getting bad looks, just not going in at this time.
Medina driving in, kick out, 3 on the way from Remenge, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, Remenge, definitely a shooter out there.
Cozad's lead trimmed to 7 with 5 minutes to play until halftime. Ethan Atkinson inside as it poked away, dribbles back in, kick out Oliver Davis. 20 on the shot clock. Ethan Atkinson on the outside. Pull up, fade, oh my.
Hey, nice drive and raise up and just shoot over everybody right in there. Number 2, Ethan Atchison.
Other way, Lucas Johnson. Kick out from Medina. Medina for 3. He finds his first bucket.
Nice kick out there by Johnson after the stop going in the lane.
Julian Davis to his brother Oliver. Now Atchison in the corner. Deep 2. Off the front of the rim. And now Holdrege works the other direction. Foul's going to be called on Cozad.
Now, I'm kind of surprised right now, but I thought Holdrege have a little more trouble handling basketball, but they're handling pressure and handling basketball pretty well right now. So pretty even matchup going here. Big thing's going to come down to who has the most turnovers, right? Gain those opportunities on the defensive side.
First foul on Oliver Davis, team's second of the quarter. Waldo shoots a three, and the threes are hitting for Holdrege.
Yeah, 3 in a row there, pretty sharp.
All of a sudden, it's a three-point game midway through the second, and Oliver Davis still can't find the bucket.
Really good drive there, just fortunately couldn't get it to go.
Far side corner, Schroeder. Under pressure from Hoffmaster. Now Waldo back to Schroeder for three. Oh, we were almost tied there for a second. Holdrege fans wanted to foul, but they ripped the ball back away. And a shot from Waldo misses as well. Oliver Davis over to Atchison. 3.5 to play. Inside. Gage Strauss uses the board.
Nice move by Strauss. Little dipsy-do gives him pivot to the inside on the high side. Kid steps up, pins him, goes baseline for the finish.
Oliver Davis has hit the court a lot so far today. 3 on the way. Doesn't go from Medina. And the ball will stay here. It'll be a foul on Cozad.
Entertaining game here so far. Very fun to watch. Both teams handling the ball well. Each team scoring. Everybody hustling and defending.
Foul goes on Atchison, his second, team's third. Holdrege looking to get the ball in. Find Medina for three. Just off the side, and Hoffmaster races the other direction. Hoffmaster, Strauss the putback.
Good follow-up by Strauss there. Good hustle to be right there.
And we had a timeout taken by Holdrege. It's going to be a full timeout, but after Holdrege got it within 3, a mini 5-0 spurt from Cozad to reopen the lead up to 7. As we get this timeout with 2:56 to play until a halftime break.
Bit of a mistake down here by Holdrege. They had that cross screen come in. Johnson wide open, and the inbounder didn't see him. Would have been an easy layup. And then that turns into a transition basket for the Haymakers on the other end.
And those at set of 3 threes in a row. In fact, the last 3 buckets have been threes for Holdrege. But that just goes back to something that Coach Rose told me. Like, he says sometimes he even has trouble going to sleep at night thinking about the way that Holdrege can shoot from the perimeter. And just they got to get those high hands up, and Holdrege seems to be heating up.
Well, you see in transition, one thing they've been good at is get that drive and 2 quick passes on the ball, kick out and reversal to get an open look. And that's the key. You got to be attacking the basket so you can kick it out and get those open looks that you want.
And so we'll see how both these teams come out. Coach Runge wanted to talk things over with his Dusters after giving up 5 in a row. (29-22) Cozad leads. 2:56 to play in the second quarter. Here on News Channel Nebraska, Johnson gets it in to Waldo. And it'll be a dribble handoff to Medina. We're bringing up the court for Holdrege. Holdrege trying to regain the offense. Waldo tries to kick it back, but Oliver Davis is there. Lays it up, and he'll have line to shoot too as he was fouled by Medina.
Yeah, great team defense over there. They're kicking that ball back out, and they shoot that double team knowing they help on the bottom side. Davis able to get the steal, his second of the ball game, and it's going to go to the free throw line.
First foul on Medina, second team foul in the quarter. Davis hits the first shot. Now Ethan Atchison checks out. Owen Ross on the court, as well as Julian Davis, Oliver Davis, Gage Strauss, and Shaden Hoffmaster. Both free throws from Oliver Davis go through the net. It's 31-22 lead for Cozad.
Yeah, looks like Gage Strauss going to be back on Johnson again here.
Medina up top. Moves it over. 3 on the way from Schroeder. Off the side, rebounded by Strauss. Oliver Davis up top, guarded by Medina. Over to Owen Ross, who shoots a three out the side of the rim. Hoffmaster's there for the rebound, and he wants to put it back up. He does. Knocks it on through.
Well, way to stick with it there by Hoffmaster.
11-point lead for Cozad. It's an 8-0 run. Schroeder drive it in. Kicking it out for Waldo. Waldo trying to drive in on Julian Davis. Poked by Oliver Davis. Now we got a foul called on Cozad. It'll be their fourth of the quarter. And they're going to tag Oliver Davis. Will be his second.
Well, Haymaker's doing a good job picking up defense and getting the momentum here right at the end of the first half.
Underneath to Johnson, and Johnson will get an and one opportunity as Strauss picks up his second foul.
So that's the play they ran last time, missed him. They didn't miss him this time. They'll pick the picker. He came in the back door and they're able to get it, and so he's going to be going for an and one here. Got to stay underneath that, redirect, and put the forearm right in his chops there. Make sure he doesn't get that.
Free throw's good as well. Just the first shot from Lucas Johnson so far on the game.
Yeah, really. At 6'5" and athletic like he is, I'm really surprised they haven't gone to him a little bit more. Nice move there by Hoffmaster.
Hoffmaster gets the response. He's up to 11 points on the game. Now Holdrege works the other direction. Medina picks up his dribble, slides one underneath, was looking for Johnson. Johnson kicks it out. Remingay, the three on the way. Rims out. Hoffmaster works back onto offense. He loses track of the ball. Three on the way from Schroeder. Defensive rebound goes once again to Hoffmaster, and Julian Davis shoots a corner three, knocks it on down. 13-point lead.
And the assist by Hoffmaster on the kick out to the left side.
Cozad has opened things up with 21 points in this second quarter. Under 40 seconds to play. Schroeder driving in, kick out. Waldo for three on the near side. Bounces out and around, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. I think that one's going to go up on Hoffmaster.
Oh, yeah, you see the definite correlation. The Haymakers turning up the heat the last 2.5 minutes and able to get some run-outs and some turnovers out of Holdrege.
Fifth foul will send Medina to the line to shoot two. First one rims out, and now we're going to see Miles Germain check in for Gage Strauss. Couple substitutions on Holdrege's end as well. Zach Potoshnik in. As well as Jackson Deaver checking in for Holdrege.
Yeah, you look down through that lineup, only one senior for Holdrege. Everybody else underclassmen.
Shot clock turned off. See if Cozad decides to hold for the final possession of this first half. Now 20. Hoffmaster spins around, attacks the hoop, finds Germain underneath, who puts up a shot and it goes in.
Oh my! The old Germinator got her to go.
4 seconds. Johnson, Waldo puts up the three off the back of the rim. And we'll head into the halftime break with Cozad, a big second quarter as they explode for 23 points to take a 14-point lead in the break, 40-26 over Holdrege. We step aside. The Homestead Bank halftime shows next.
This broadcast is brought to you by Cozad Community Health Systems, caring for you and your family. Homestead Bank, your journey, your bank. And by Cozad Telephone Company, now offering internet in rural Cozad.
Homestead Bank offers a wide array of financial services to Nebraska consumers, farmers, ranchers, and commercial businesses of every size. Their common sense approach to banking has allowed them to continue to grow within their communities, to stay small enough to know you, but big enough to offer the best products, to stand with you when times are tough. Homestead Bank started its journey over 100 years ago and now spans across the state with 9 locations to serve you best. Start your journey. Make the switch to Homestead Bank.
Back at the halftime break here in Cozad, where Haymakers big second quarter take a 40-26 lead over Holdrege into the halftime break. Elijah Moschel alongside Coach Cargill. And Coach, what was different in that second quarter?
Well, they were able to turn up defensive intensity and get some turnovers. Early on, of course, Holdrege, pretty good defense, actually got 3 takeaways there early in the first 4 minutes. And we're able to jump out and take that lead. Once the Haymakers kind of got in their rhythm, Kellen Shoemaker hit a couple of 3-pointers, had a couple transition baskets off turnovers. Jules Davis and Ollie Davis, a couple rebounds and a couple strips, and able to get some run-outs. So defense leading to offense, pretty simple equation. Nice job by the Haymakers to get the momentum back.
And it all started right off the get-go whenever Holdrege strung a couple threes together to bring it within 3 points, and then Cozad finishes and goes on a 13-1 run. I mean, that was something else.
Old Zeke down there, getting the old halftime shot up there. He had a chance 500. He missed them both to the right, but he'll be back next week. Yeah, anyway, back to that last 250 we saw Haymakers go on that 10-0 run there. And all defense, right? Fresh at the end. They're able to go 3 deep on the bench. You rotate in. You start jumping some passes and some drives, get a couple of runouts, get that momentum. So that was kind of the big deal right at the end of the first half.
Cozad led in that first half by Shaden Hoffmaster with 11 points. Julian Davis added 10. He's a perfect 4 for 4 from the field. And then you also got 6 points from Kellen Shoemaker, and then 6 for Gage Strauss, 3 from Oliver Davis, and 2 for Miles Germain.
Yeah, Miles German on the pick and roll right at the end. Got the refeed there from Hoffmaster and had 3 guys all around him, and he's pumping and shaking. Pretty soon he's able to get one up and get his first varsity points of the year.
On the other side, Holdrege led in that first half by Robert Remingay with 10 points. And then you slide in on the other side, 5 for Cameron Waldo, 4 for Baron Medina, 3 for Lucas Johnson, and 2 for Barrett Schroeder and Zach Potoshnik.
Well, I tell you, the guy, it's kind of impressive on offense is Remenge, but he, on the defensive side, bad matchups for Holdrege in that fashion. But look for him to maybe try and get Johnson some more touches in the second half inside. They are getting some isolation opportunities, just not getting the ball to him.
And then it's just been that kind of a first half that time from Cozad, just showing exactly why they're 3-0 on the season.
Well, you know, ranked team here, and they're sitting in the top 10, and that's kind of how you expect a ranked team to play. And the consistency is a big thing, and have done a great job of just minimizing turnovers. They're handling the ball really well, good shot selection. And then all that, of course, starts on the defensive side. And we saw that last 2.5 of the first half that they just wanted to turn it up a notch, and that kind of helped them with that big run at the end.
It's time for our school spotlight. First for the Haymakers of Cozad. Of course, in the Southwest Conference, enrollment of 182, NSAA District number 4. And then for Holdrege, also members of the Southwest Conference. And different NSAA district there in District number 5 with an enrollment of 254. So those are your school spotlights. And let's take a look at the upcoming broadcast here on News Channel Nebraska. 5 matchups before we hit the Christmas break. Starts off with a college basketball doubleheader in Kearney between Chadron State and UNK on Tuesday at 5:20. And then head North Bend a week on Thursday as North Bend Central will host Pender and Columbus Lakeview in a doubleheader at 5:50. Auburn and Freeman on Friday at 5:50, and then next Saturday, North Platte and Norfolk at 1:50. And a week from Monday, Lincoln Southwest takes on the Discoverers of Columbus at 3:20. And of course, for our upcoming broadcast schedule, and as well as interviews, highlights, news, and so much more, you can follow us on social media on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. All of our handles are there for you on the screen. NCN Sports Now, NCN Sports on X and Instagram, and of course News Channel Nebraska on YouTube. So much great content to check out there as well. We are 4 minutes away from the second half, and Coach, any thoughts here before we get into our next break?
Well, Haymaker's doing a great job defensive. They know what they can do now. I thought they had a little more continuity when they got in their half court, and doing an excellent job in transition. But you look at, they did have about 4 or 5 bunnies, right, that they could have hit that would have extended this lead to well over 20 points right now. So just looking to be more consistent second half. Coach Bros got the guys running on the defensive side, and so good things there. Now just fine-tune some things in the second half and take care of this one.
All right, there's a couple things that I want to take a look at here. I just got to get them pulled up, and then we can go over them. And but I want to take a look at these leading scorers and what they've done so far this season, heading into today. And so just pull it up here and just looking at what a couple of the big players have done. And first for Robert Remige, he averages 7.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, an assist per game, as well as shooting 35% from the floor. And he steps out and he's having a good game so far today.
Yeah, more of a perimeter-oriented guy, but again, his matchups on defense, at least tonight in this basketball game, not great, but definitely an offensive weapon for Holdrege.
On the other side, Shaden Hoffmaster, we mentioned he's leading Cozad with 11 points so far in this game. 14 is his average on the season. 3.5 rebounds per game. He's had to beat that so far on the day, and assists. And he's shooting 63% from the field on the season as well.
Right, does a good job in transition, getting those scores. His thing is the game 10-foot and in, right? Raise up jumper or cutter going to the basket. So he's done a good job of finishing at the point of attack.
All right, well, we're nearing on the start of the second half. Cozad leading Holdrege 40-26 here on News Channel Nebraska. Third quarter is next.
Cozad Telephone Company is proud to offer a wide range of services, including residential and business telephone services, fast and reliable internet connection, including rural areas, with over 230 of your favorite channels, including absolute cable TV or internet-based Epic TV, plus 24/7 live customer service. Cozad Telephone Company is committed to the growth of their community, locally and family-owned and operated since 1902. They're here for their customers today, tomorrow, and years to come.
$20 seconds until it's time to get ready for the third quarter between Cozad and Holdrege. And it's a 40-26 lead for the Haymakers. Heading into the second half, Elijah Mosher alongside Coach Cargill. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Cozad Telephone Company, building connections and communities. We couldn't do it without all of our sponsors. And, of course, thank you to Homestead Bank, your journey, your bank, as they sponsor our halftime show here on News Channel Nebraska. And, Coach, getting set for the second half. What's the big keys to finishing this one off?
Well, Haymakers obviously need to stay consistent with their defense, shutting down Remender from the outside. They've done a good job on Johnson so far. The matchup there, of course, has been Gage Strauss on him, and that's been treating them well. And I really feel like if Holdrege has to be perimeter oriented almost solely the second half, they're going to have a hard time scoring consistently.
Both teams rolling with their starting lineups on the court to get the second half underway. Holdrege gets the ball first. Waldo with the ball, and now it's time to get things back going. Inside, Johnson out. Remengay, another shot. He hits again.
See, now, that's exactly what I'm talking about. He attracts enough attention to either he's going to get an opportunity in isolation or he can get that kick out.
And Shoemaker lost control, and he traveled away, and that's an early turnover from Cozad. So Holdrege gets the ball right on back as they look to bring Cozad's lead down a little bit farther. Down 14.5, trying to bring it to single digits.
Haymakers do a really good job in their full court, making sure they don't give up any gambles, but forcing the other team to handle the basketball the entire court.
Hoffmaster nearly came away with a steal. Holdrege stealed the ball, 15 on the shot clock. Schroeder puts up a shot, and he's up to 4 points on the game.
Yeah, tough shot there.
5 points to start out the second half for Holdrege. Shoemaker comes in driving hard, puts up a shot, rolls off. Rebound goes to Lucas Johnson and Holdrege.
Pretty good look there by Kellen Shoemaker, just couldn't get her to go.
Johnson kicked out for Remengay. Driving through the lane, lays it up, and Hoffmaster the rebound. Hoffmaster back out to Shoemaker. Shoemaker trying to drive in on the baseline, fouled by Waldo. Excuse me, by Medina. It'll be Medina's second foul, team's first of the quarter.
Now Haymaker's a nice transition there. Hoffmaster bringing back out, found Shoemaker over on the right side.
Shoemaker circles it around. Now Julian Davis up top. Hoffmaster right inside for Oliver Davis. Turn around, hook shot. Doesn't fall, but Gage Strauss is there on the putback.
Yeah, good presence down inside. Davis making a good move and a nice rebound and a putback by Strauss.
Since Strauss missed his first two shots, he's hit 4 in a row. Remengay on the inside, kick out. Remengay again, deep 2, knocks it right on down.
Boy, he's a shooter, you know what? I mean, he's got good eyes.
9-point lead for Cozad. Shoemaker around the screen, set by Strauss. Strauss inside as it poked away by Johnson. The ball will stay here with Cozad.
Yeah, nice pass in there, and Haymaker's doing a good job of getting to the basket.
Up top, Shoemaker, pump fakes the 3, puts it back up, knocks it on down. That's his third one of the day.
Yeah, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. Going to be a timeout there, 30 for Coach Bros and the Haymakers.
He wants to talk things over. That's their first timeout. They'll have 4 remaining. With 5:38 to play in this third quarter. 45-33 Cozad, and the Haymakers feeling pretty good, but got to have a feeling that this one's not close to over quite yet.
Well, you know, the Haymakers done a nice job. Holdrege comes out, gets a little momentum, makes a little run, then they respond with the solid end there, a little ball movement, step up, a clutch shot. So pretty nice job. Still a 12-point lead for the Haymakers.
It's a good one today here in Cozad on News Channel Nebraska. And thank you all for tuning in with us this afternoon as we hit 6 o'clock. And I know some of you guys are probably watching the Husker game earlier today, and they're still undefeated. They had a shot at the end of regulation, a 3-pointer to take down Illinois on the road. I mean, can you believe that start?
Yeah, pretty amazing start, really. And people have played, well, they haven't played anybody. Listen, I don't care who you're playing. I mean, they're undefeated at this point, and Nebraska hasn't had this a long time. So, you know, take it and enjoy it and keep working hard and keep building momentum. So nice job by the Huskers.
Back underway, Medina brings the ball up the court for Holdrege. 5.5 to play in the third quarter. Underneath the hoop to Schroeder. Schroeder brings it out. I know Housemaster trying to play really tight on Remingay. But Remingay gets free, and he drops it on in again.
So that's 2 in a row. We've seen Johnson. He gets that ball and pivot, and he's able to keep that away. He's almost like a Bill Walton where he can just chuck that down those guys. He's got very good eyes and good cutters going to the basket.
Up top, Julian Davis slides it out. Shoemaker shoots another three. This one will not fall. It'll be his first miss from beyond the arc on the day.
You know, really, if I'm Holdrege and I get into a half-court set, and I would demand that Johnson touch the ball just for the fact that he can pass and move and make some things happen. May not necessarily score, but makes the others around him be more effective scorers and contributors.
And what's amazing is this isn't even Holdrege at full strength as Shoemaker picks the ball away.
Nice steal there by Shoemaker, and they're going to get an intentional foul down here. Gave him the old shovel. I'm not quite sure. I think I would have just went in there and bodied him up instead of getting the intentional.
Don't see the intentional foul be given too much.
Yeah, that one's pretty obvious, and it says right in the rule book, any shove from behind, so that's a no-doubter.
John Shoemaker hits the free throw.
Yeah, I was looking over there, Ashton Osborne. He got some of them split color shoes, and these guys got one different color. Owen and Kellen. Oh, that's the big thing. You watch out, you're going to seizures break out or something.
Coach Cargill has some thoughts on the shoe game.
Yeah, it's all right if you like it. It is what it is.
Cozad retains the ball off the intentional foul. Shoemaker went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 11-point lead for Cozad. 4:32 to play in the third quarter.
Coach Bros, he got them black and white shoes we like.
That's the exact kind of shoes I'm wearing right now, black and white.
Yeah,
Hoffmaster spins around, puts up a shot. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson keeps on going down the court. 3-pointer on the way from Waldo. Too strong. Poked down by Atchison. Atchison up to Shoemaker. Shoemaker, pump fakes, drops it on down.
Wow, way to stick with the play. Ethan Atchison with about a 25-foot pass on a dime there and gets it finished at the other end by Shoemaker.
13-point lead for Cozad. Holdrege trying to bring it back in. Remingay will shoot a three off the front iron. Johnson will put back. Puts it on through.
Yeah. Johnson, when he gets a touch, whether it's on a rebound or half-court set, having an influence.
Shoemaker driving through.
Nice drive.
Back-to-back buckets from Kellen Shoemaker.
Streaky, you know, when he gets going and he gets like this, you don't want to leave him open on three-point line. He'll hit her every time.
Medina picks up his dribble, passes to Johnson. Johnson over to Schroeder. Schroeder back up top. Medina for three. Rolls off. Shoemaker the rebound. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Goes out with a 13-point lead.
Yeah, you can see the pace of the game picking up, and this was kind of where the Haymakers in that first half kind of took control. They're a little bit deeper on their bench. They're able to rest their big dogs a little bit more, and then by the time that fourth quarter rolled around, they'd be ready to go.
Now it looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play. A timeout taken from Holdrege.
That was kind of an odd deal.
Holdrege is running out in transition, and Coach Renke calls team's third timeout, second full timeout.
You're like Coach Cargill. I wait to see what happens at the other end before I'm calling that timeout. I don't want to call back the score. They should have scored, right?
2:39 to play in the third quarter, and Coach Cozad kind of like the performance so far, and for Holdrege, they're hanging with them, even though they aren't with all their players, and they're waiting the return of Bryson Samuelson.
Well, they're doing a good job, the Haymakers, and they've been able to rotate. You know, they're working 8 guys through the ball game, so doing a nice job of that. Again, like I said, just a handful of those bunnies that were missed in there, especially early on. You say, well, this is a 13-point game. It's more like a 20 or 22-point lead for the Haymakers, and So you kind of start to see that transition. You'd like to see Coach Bros. He's going to tell these guys to come out here and rush really hard this last 2:39 of the third quarter and see if they can get that momentum and push that lead up to 20.
Second buzzer sounds, and Cozad breaks away from the huddle. Shoemaker, Atchison, Hoffmaster, Strauss, and Oliver Davis. Cozad break. Holdrege breaks out with Waldo, Medina, well as Johnson, Schroeder, and Remingay. Back underway as the third quarter nears its end. Inside. And off Medina, back to Johnson.
Yep.
Johnson kicks it out for Schroeder. Schroeder driving in. Little floater, doesn't go.
Yeah, Holdridge's pretty good job there again, trying to run their offense for Johnson. Had an opportunity there, and Haymakers will just drive here. All they did was, they're going to call him for traveling. I didn't see that one.
I don't think Coach Bros did either. He's having a conversation with the official right now, and
yeah, they're not exchanging pleasantries, that's for sure.
Julian Davis in for Shoemaker as Holdrege goes back to work on offense. Waldo was looking inside for Johnson. It was just over his head.
That was kind of a strange deal. He had to cut it there on the baseline. I think that pass was kind of meant for him. It was kind of in no man's land, and Johnson couldn't quite handle it.
Under 2 to play. Strauss open for 3. Off the back iron. Another way, Holdrege has it knocked out of bounds by Cozad once more. Holdrege gets it into Remingay. Cycled over to Schroeder. Inside pass to Johnson, who's doubled. And Johnson misses his first shot of the afternoon. Other direction, Cozad races down. Hoffmaster puts up a shot, and he's fouled. And he'll have the line to shoot 2. Foul goes on Waldo, his second. Team's third.
Well, Hoffmaster with 11 tonight, going to line for 2 free throws.
First one off the front of the rim.
Shoemaker and Ross coming in for the Haymakers. Toshik, number 2, coming in for the Dusters.
And Jaden's first trip to the line in the first quarter. He went 1 for 2. Second free throw from Hoffmaster. Falls on in. Maintains his 50% shooting from the charity stripe on the day. Holdrege going the other direction. Under 90 seconds to play. Cozad forces another turnover. And Cozad races the other direction underneath Oliver Davis.
Nice.
He hits the bunny.
Yeah, good job killing in there. And so nice job in transition.
That's the first field goal for Oliver Davis on the game. Holdrege. The minute play underneath. There's an open Schroeder.
Yeah, nice pass. They just lost track of him behind that on the baseline.
Shoemaker up top. Davis cycle over. Ross inside for Shoemaker. Shoemaker thought about kicking it out and then tried to slide it all over Davis and was deflected out of bounds with 42.9 seconds.
Pretty good ball movement there. I think Coach Bros wanted that open shot taken or a kick out there.
Oliver Davis. Cross court for Julian Davis. Corner, Hoffmaster. Hoffmaster starts to drive with the left hand underneath the hoop.
Oh.
Can't hit the reverse, but Shoemaker's there. Put back, no. Neither can Hoffmaster.
Yeah, tough luck there. They had a couple opportunities, couldn't get it to go.
Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds to play. Medina with the ball for Holdrege. 10 seconds. Medina goes inside for Johnson. Can't find it to go. Julian
Nice
Davis
pass.
up for Hoffmaster. Layup. And that one, he's going to be fouled by Medina, so he'll get 2 free throws.
Well, great outlet pass there. Good awareness by Julian Davis. Had Hoffmaster running down the court and was able to hit him on the run here. 0.8 left here in the third quarter.
Hoffmaster, 2 for 4 from the line today. Gets his chance at 2 more, knocks down the first. Second free throw from Hoffmaster. Bounces off the rim and through. And Holdrege will end the third quarter there with the Haymakers leading Holdrege 55-39 after 24 minutes. Still 8 more to play here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll bring it to you next after this break here on NCN.
This broadcast is brought to you by Cozad Community Health Systems, caring for you and your family. Homestead Bank, your journey, your bank. And by Cozad Telephone Company, now offering internet in rural Cozad.
Cozad Telephone Company is proud to offer a wide range of services, including residential and business telephone services, fast and reliable internet connection, including rural areas, with over 230 of your favorite channels, including absolute cable TV or internet-based Epic TV, plus 24/7 live customer service. Cozad Telephone Company is committed to the growth of their community, locally and family-owned and operated since 1902. They're here for their customers today, tomorrow, and years to come.
Time for the fourth quarter on News Channel Nebraska. Cozad trying to extend starts their season to 4-0 over.
Boy, they missed that. They should have fixed that. Neil Diamond, you had Sweet Caroline there, and they completely biffed her right at the end. I don't know what's going on there. We got to talk to the music guy.
Cozad gets to start out with the ball here in the fourth quarter line of motion alongside Coach Brian Cargill. Shoemaker at the ball up top here for the Haymaker. Spins around.
Hey, what a move. Little drop step back to the inside and a little floater for the finish. Nice job by number 1, Kellen Shoemaker.
First quarter was close. Cozad opened it up wide in the second. And then it was a closely contested third quarter.
Yeah.
Remingay for 3. Knocks it on down.
Hot shot. Coach Bros coming out with all guns ablazing, turning up the defensive heat here at the beginning of the fourth.
Shoemaker up top. Goes around the screen set by Strauss. Shoemaker over to Julian Davis. Up top it's Strauss over to Oliver Davis. Davis kicks it to Julian Davis. 3-pointer on the way. Rolls on out. Rebounded by Holdrege and Lucas Johnson. Foul going to be called on Cozad, and that was the first miss by Julian Davis on the game. He started out 4 for 4.
Yeah, solid ball player, both Davis boys there. And we're going to have a substitution here.
Foul.
Yeah, looks like Waldo come back into the game.
Foul went on Shaden Hoffmaster. That's his second. Johnson gets it in from Medina, and it's knocked away by Oliver Davis.
Really good defensive effort there by Davis. Good position, smart play. Make him earn it. It's like Hoffmaster going to be guarding Johnson here. They're going to go man off.
Schroeder to bring the ball past half court for Holdrege. Johnson underneath. There's Waldo. Can't get the bunny, but Johnson on the putback also rolls out. Johnson, third time's the charm.
Yeah, I got tacked. I got out of that trap on the top side and able to get opportunity baseline. Second putback. Johnson gets it to go.
Hoffmaster near side corner drives in. Puts it off the glass. Oliver Davis, offensive rebound.
Wow, and a good finish by Davis.
Spins around and gets it to go.
Holy cow, tough rebounding in there. Nice job by Ollie Davis. Haymaker still working that man-to-man. Yeah, see, that's tough when he got that one on the reach and early. Shaden's just got to understand we got a lead. You don't want to get in foul trouble. You don't want to put the other team in line. Just got to play smart on that one.
Third foul on Hoffmaster, second team foul of the quarter. Cozad's opened up a 15-point lead over the Dusters. Inbound pass to Johnson, knocked away by Hoffmaster. Waldo lost control of the ball. Shoemaker tried to tie it up. Now Holdrege stays with the ball. Remigay open. It's a deep two, and it rims out. Other direction for Cozad. Shoemaker off the glass.
Nice little hesitation cross move there, and Shoemaker puts her in. Nice move.
Holdrege works past half court. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Holdrege. A full timeout. That's their last full timeout. They'll have 1:30 remaining. 5:41 play in the fourth quarter. 60-44 in favor of Cozad. And Coach, Holdrege looking like they're going to fall to 1-3 to start the season. But they get back Samuelson. Schroeder, he's just playing in his first game of the year. This Dusters team has a long way to go, and they could be dangerous come conference tournament time.
I think by the time you get into mid-January, conference tournament time, they're going to be pretty solid with, start building some depth. And you could see here at the end, the Haymakers have been rotating 3 guys in periodically throughout the game, and so they're just a little bit fresher here at the end of the ball game. And then you notice, of course, Coach Bro says, hey, boys, we're going to turn the heat up. And so for the last 2 minutes, it kind of pushed that pace. And Coach, he understands, okay, we need to take a timeout. I got to let my guys rest because I don't have as much depth. But Haymaker's doing a nice job turning the heat up and getting the momentum in their favor here in the fourth quarter.
That's the same thing for Cozad. They're on their way to 4-0 to start the year as they either put their eyes on trying to get back to Lincoln in the state tournament in March.
Yeah, that's always your goal. And, of course, early on in the season, you're playing for those power points. Make sure you can, host a district game and be where you want to be come the end of the year.
I mean, we saw what kind of crowd the district final brought out here in February. That was really cool.
Absolutely.
Back on the court, Remigay with the ball, 5.5 to play. Schroeder trying to drive in on Atchison, kick out from Medina. 15 on the shot clock. Waldo drives in with the right hand, puts it up. The shot fell, but the foul's going to come from beforehand.
I know that don't count, but that was a heck of a move. You saw the end of that. That was something.
Third foul on Oliver Davis, third team foul in this fourth quarter. Inbound pass from Medina, quick three, rims out, ball loose, still loose. Johnson the rebound, kick out Waldo for 3. Second chance, not there.
A little chaos there in the middle, and then Julian Davis coming up with the rebound.
So Cozad back to the offense, nearly turns it over as Waldo was ready to pick the pocket of Gage Strauss. Drive in, Oliver Davis, pull-up jumper off the front of the rim. And Oliver Davis, a chance to put back, will head line to shoot 2.
Now, strong rebound there. Ollie Davis sticking with it. Missed the first jump shot. Guy's own rebound. Nice little pump fake. Gets him in the air and gets the foul.
First free throw right on through.
I think that's a thing a lot of young kids really, I realize the three-point line and everything, that's kind of a fad thing. But if you look like Ollie's game when things aren't going just right, he does a good job of getting to the rack, drawing fouls, going to the free throw line, giving his other teammates opportunities. So a lot to be said for going to the basket and making things happen.
Ball gets lost off of Atchison. And so Holdrege takes over with possession.
Now Hoffmaster matched up against Johnson now. And they got Strauss over here on Remenga.
Up top, Waldo for 3, knocks it on down.
I'll tell you what, Holdrege's got 3 shooters that can fill her up, man. They got something going there.
Other direction, Callan Shoemaker with a response, and Coach Bros wants a timeout.
Well, Shoemaker, when we go 2 minutes ago, had another nice hesitation move and finish, and another great finish right there for number 1.
And that's a situation where Coach Bros calls a timeout and immediately searches for one of the officials to talk to. He's not happy about something. Any idea what that is, Coach?
Well, it's a positioning deal. Probably talking about where he's at or how he's being defended. One of the Haymaker players.
You know, it's a full timeout. It's just the second timeout taken by Cozad on the game. Still 4:22 to play. Come up after the game. The post-game show will recap the rest of tonight's game. And then I mentioned this is the first of 4 Cozad basketball doubleheaders coming up on your television here this winter. Coming up again in January. We'll be with you 2 times in a course on a span of 1 week. Kicks off Thursday. I believe that's the 16th. I'm going to have to double check my phone for that whenever Cozad travels to Gothenburg. That's the 15th. And then on the 20th, Cozad will host Amherst. We'll have both those games for you here on News Channel Nebraska. And then at the end, towards the end of the season, the Bow Dome on February 13th. Cozad takes on Broken Bow in a doubleheader. We'll have all 3 of those doubleheaders right here for you on News Channel Nebraska.
Yeah, Broken Bow, of course, redid their gym this year.
New Bow Dome.
That's going to be kind of exciting to see. I have not been up there yet.
Out of the timeout, Remingay had an open 3, cuts it back for Medina. Medina loses the ball, and here comes Cozad the other way. Shooting off, Master lays it up and in.
Yeah, way to run the floor. That's what you do it. You get a turnover and you finish her.
Halfway through this 4th quarter of play. 11 points for Cozad in this 4th quarter, and they are forcing turnovers left and right from Holdrege.
Well, pressure on top, knowing they got help at the basket side. And when you get that, if you're an offensive team, you got to be coming to the ball because the Haymakers are athletic enough. They can jump any of those compromised passes and get a layup on the other end.
Shoemaker with the ball. Inside Gabe Strauss wide open.
Yeah, they dropped him. They had 1 in, 1 out. Strauss on the backside block. Shoemaker with the eyes in the back of his head is able to snap one over there and get it in.
And we got another jump ball. Possession stays with Holdrege. Cozad just ultra aggressive. They got a 21-point lead, and it's mainly been Kellen Shoemaker today. He's lit things up with 20 points.
Yeah, like we saw earlier, I remember this last year when he'd get in those runs, he would hit, 3 or 4 shots in a row and really give you some big momentum. So doing that again here tonight.
Shot on from Medina, rebounded by Cozad. Under 3 to play. Shoemaker races out. Can't get the jumper to fall.
Yeah, pretty good move to get basket by Shoemaker and just a little bit long.
Medina through the lane, cut it in Dyson.
Yeah, pretty good run here, 2-week run for the Haymakers start of the season. And I know Coach Rowe's looking forward to a couple more games next week. Cambridge on Thursday and then another one again against Alma on Saturday.
Put back opportunity from Strauss, 3rd time.
Whoa.
Gets it in 1.
Well, took it 3 times. The old 3rd time's a charm. Just got to stick with it.
Foul goes on Waldo, his 3rd. Strauss, a pretty good game for the senior on the day. 12 points. As Oliver Davis checks on out. And we're going to see a couple more, another substitution as well as Miles Germain will check back in.
All right, the Germinator, number 21, coming in the ball game.
2:16 left to play. It's a 22-point lead for Cozad. Schroeder up the court. Al Remingay shoots the three. Too strong. Rebounded by Shoemaker. Shoemaker inside.
Whoa.
Germain, 2 for 2.
Yeah, Holdrege didn't get matched up, and a missile down there on right on the spot. Get the easy score for the Haymakers.
Outside, 3 on the way from Schroeder. Strong off the glass. Now we get a foul called on Julian Davis. That'll be his first. Minute 38, couple more substitutions coming in.
Kong Dang, number 3. Dagan Bust, number 11.
Couple of seniors for Cozad getting some playing time.
Haymakers do a good job of positioning themselves appropriately based on right or left-hand dominance. I mean, that's a little thing, but it really cuts down on what the offense can do if you take away their strong hand.
3 on the way from Remingay, too strong. Put back opportunity, dropped in by Patashnik.
I'll tell you what, his dad was a hell of a football player and athlete in general in high school. He was an all-conference basketball player, an all-state football player, and I think he ran the 400, also was a shot disc guy as well.
Kong Dang passed it inside. Cozad stays with possession.
Now he's looking for the Germinator. The Germinator thought he shot it.
Foul called here on Holdrege. Oh, I thought he shot it too.
I had that happen one time over McCook in a 9th grade game. Kid threw it in like that. Just like a soccer game, he headbutted it right back out to the guy that threw it to him. The kid made the three-pointer.
Ross to inbound the ball. Gets it in to Dang. Over to Bus. Kicked over. 3 on the way from Ashton Osborne. And misses it wide.
Yeah, 38 seconds here in the game, and nice job by the Haymakers tonight, really starting on the defensive side of the ball, and pretty good job of handling it. And Holdrege, like you were saying before, going to have some success down the road, especially getting some guys back from injury. So I think both teams looking to have pretty good seasons here.
We had a jump ball possession. Cozad with 19 seconds left. Cozad will probably dribble this one out. Advance to 4-0 on the season. Holdrege will fall to 1-3 on the year. Owen Ross will get the duties as he brings the ball up the court. And what a game it was from Cozad. And it was all boosted by a 23-point second quarter. That's what got them their lead, and they didn't let it slide away too much farther. And a 3 at the horn from Owen Ross. And that brings us to the end of the game, 73-51 on the Cozad Community Health System scoreboard. Building a better future for patient care, and Cozad's now 4-0 on the season. We'll step aside. Post-game shows next on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Cozad Community Health Systems, caring for you and your family. Homestead Bank, your journey, your bank. And by Cozad Telephone Company, now offering internet in rural Cozad.
Taking care of your health is a lifelong journey, and Cozad Community Health System offers quality care every step of the way. A medical clinic for the first steps and first checkups. A hospital and ER for treating the unexpected events as we grow. Physical therapy to get us back on our feet. Everything is part of a single health system designed around you. You can come to us, or we can meet you in your home for home health services. And as your steps slow down, we offer you assisted living for a comfortable life. For every step of the journey, trust Cozad Community Health Systems.
Cozad Telephone Company is proud to offer a wide range of services, including residential and business telephone services, fast and reliable internet connection, including rural areas, with over 230 of your favorite channels, including absolute cable TV or internet-based Epic TV, plus 24/7 live customer service. Cozad Telephone Company is committed to the growth of their community, locally and family-owned and operated since 1902. They're here for their customers today, tomorrow, and years to come.
Cozad victors in this one as they keep their undefeated start to the season alive. Elijah Mosier alongside Coach Cargill on the postgame show. And Coach, what are your overall thoughts on the matchup?
Now, another nice game by the Haymakers, and they've consistently been right up around that 70 number as far as offensive output in all of their games this year. But again, the thing that drives the car is going to be, or drives the bus, so to speak, is going to be that defense. Defense doing a heck of a job, and defense leading to offense. And the Haymakers doing a good job handling any pressure, both man and zone, that any team could throw at them so far. So they passed all the tests, and of course there'll be bigger and better tests coming down the road. Just got to stay consistent in performance and continue to build depth. Doing a great job.
Final statistics from this one. Cozad led by Kellen Shoemaker with 20 points, 16 from Shaden Hoffmaster, 13 from Gage Strauss, 10 for Julian Davis, 8 for Oliver Davis, 4 for Miles German, and 2 for Ethan Atchison. All a part of Cozad's big 73-point game. Holdrege led by Robert Remige with 20 points, 8 for Cameron Waldo, 7 for Lucas Johnson, 6 apiece for Baron Medina and Barrett Schroeder, and then a 4 for Zach Patoshnik. What stands out there, Coach?
Well, they got some shooters, right? And you saw tonight, I guess if I'm their coach, I'm going to go back and say, boys, we got to work this through Johnson. If we're in half-court sets, we're going to run transition. If we don't get it, we're setting up, goes through Johnson. You can see he's got the opportunity to make everybody around him better in terms of passing it out of the pivot. And then, of course, he's good enough going to the rack that he can make some plays there. But obviously, when they get all their injured players back, they're really, I think, going to be a team to be dealt with, and so we'll see how they do. But two pretty good teams going at it tonight, and Haymakers looking really good.
Should be interesting to keep an eye on these teams as they go along with their year. Holdrege falls to 1-3. Next up for them, they'll be hosting Sandy Creek on Tuesday. Man, that's a tough 2-game slate. You get 3 games. You get Donovan Trumbull, you get Cozad, and then Sandy Creek.
And Sandy Creek, and of course, Sandy Creek with all those athletes winning the state football championship. All those guys go play football or basketball down there. Yeah, and so you're right, between Donovan Trumbull, Cozad, and Sandy Creek, kind of the gauntlet for Holdrege right now. But of course, they're looking for that to pay off again at the end of the year.
And it doesn't stop there, because Friday they take on Gothenburg at home. And then they get ranked Alma after that. It is a tough way to end the year before the Christmas holiday. Whew.
Well, and you look at that front-loaded schedule like that, I guess you don't so much mind it, but that's the kind of schedule. If they were 100% in terms of injury situation, they had all their guys there, that's probably the schedule you want to play if you're looking to get into state and those types of things.
Cozad, on the other hand, now 4-0 on the season. And they'll return to the court on Thursday when they host Cambridge. And then they get Saturday, a week from today, they get Alma, who should be a fun one as they get to stay at home until New Year.
Yeah, a lot of home games here early on for the Haymakers. Had to do some rescheduling. Mr. Yoke had to do some rescheduling. There was a conflict with some stuff. Normally we play Holdrege after the break, right at the beginning of February, but there's a conflict with other things that were planned, so they moved it back to this date. I believe this date traditionally was either Valentine or Ainsworth in the past, and so had to move some things around, and so that's kind of how that schedule occasionally gets out of balance, and they'll try to rebalance that for next year, but that's where we're at right now.
All right, well, let's take a look at our upcoming broadcast here on News Channel Nebraska. Of course, like I mentioned, lots of broadcasts here for you guys to tune in to before we hit to the Christmas holiday. College basketball on Tuesday between Chadron State and UNK. Get a little in-state rivalry And that coverage begins at 5:20 on Tuesday. All these games are network-wide. On Thursday, North Bend Central hosts Pender, as well as Columbus Lakeview, to 2 games starting at 5:50. And then on Friday, Auburn and Freeman, North Platte and Norfolk, a week from today. And that coverage starts at 1:50. And then a week from Monday, Lincoln Southwest takes on Columbus at 3:20. And of course, for our full broadcast schedule and for highlights, interviews, news, all of the above, you can follow us on social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube. For one final time here from Cozad, the Haymakers take home the 73-51 victory over Holdrege to move on to 4-0. Holdrege moves to 1-3 on the season. For our director, Max Winfield, and Coach Cargill, I've been Elijah Mosier. Y'all have a great rest of your Saturday.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.